It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Brewdog and it's this Santa Paws Christmas Scotch Ale coming in at 4.5% ABV. It's an ale brewed with Scottish heather honey. It sounds really nice. Let's get this beer out into a glass, see what we get. First of all, little look at the grey bottle cap with the white dog this time. Bit of smoke on the opening. Beer pouring out. Well, yeah, it looks like a Scotch ale. They've described it on the label as a baby Scotch ale. Oh my goodness me, look at this beer. And they do, they never disappoint, do they, Brewdog? Look at that. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I've just reviewed 2 beers and they were just so damn poor, really poor beers, and you start to lose the will. You're thinking, oh god, I've got to do another beer review. Not in that way, I always love to do these beer reviews, but when you're reviewing beer this bad, it does become slightly difficult. But then, as a saving grace, look at this beer. Look at the way that beer looks. Jet black in the glass. I suppose saying jet black, it's not quite jet black, it's very dark brown. There we go, that's the best reflection of this beer in the camera. It's a very dark mahogany coloured beer. The clarity's great, but that head, that just looks fantastic. That beer screams quality at me with a head like that. So rock the beer back and forth, look at them little bubbles chasing the beer up the glass. That looks great. Let's get the aroma then on this Scotch ale. Oh, blimey. Now, for me it smells slightly stout-like, but it's very malty. Bready, biscuity, but that heather honey really comes through. It smells absolutely fantastic. I'm going to dive in. Cheers, everyone. Oh, blimey. Yeah, that's really good. And it's something very different from Brewdog. It's something very, very different. And I like it. I like it. It's got the mouthfeel of a milk stout. It's got that kind of creamy, lactosey quality to the beer. As I'm drinking it, I'm breathing in. I want to get the full advantage of this taste and the aroma all at the same time. And I'm picking up this toastiness, this warm, toasty, bready, like a nutty bread that's been toasted, and you can kind of, you can smell it. It's great. Nice and sweet. That would be the honey. And that taste in the beer, before they used hops, because in Scotland, of course, it's going to be slightly difficult to grow hops. You can grow hops in Scotland, but in the winter time, what are you going to brew with unless you've got some great big store? And years ago they didn't. So they would use in Scotland what was available to them. Whether I've seen all sorts of different flowers being used to brew in Scotland, certainly heather, which is in here, And I reviewed a beer recently that had something in. I think it was pine, something with pine in, and this flavour in the beer that is in this beer, it must be the heather. It gives off a lovely flavour and then a slight bitterness. Well, it's more than a slight bitterness, it's a nice warming bitterness. It's very Christmassy, it really is. You get hints of chocolate in there, a little bit of caramel. But Brewdog for me are not all about hops. They've brewed some great stouts, great porters, had an imperial stout, the old world imperial stout, that was fantastic. And that was the beer for me that showed that they weren't just a kind of IPA brewer. They had something else about them. They could brew different styles of beer. The Scotch ales they do, the big 10.5%, the Shipwrecker Circus they did with Oscar Blues Brewery. That was a belting beer. They did a Clown King barley wine, something along them lines. That was another good barley wine. And I think what happened was, well, for me, what happened with Brewdog is they got very popular with their IPAs, their pale ales, their double IPAs, and that kind of got them into where they wanted to be. And now the variety kind of shot all over the place. The Zeitgeist, their black lager is fantastic, but that's been brewed for a few years, so for a few years now they must be showing that they can brew different beers. And there was one other beer I wanted to mention, the Saison that they did with Stone and Magic Rock. That was another really good beer. So great variety from Brewdog, not just IPAs. This, well, 4.5% ABV. It says on the back that it's a beer that you could drink all day, and it really is. It's one of them beers. It's 4.5% ABV. It's chock full of flavour, and it's dark and it's warming, and it's Christmas time, and why not? Why not drink this beer all day? Santa Paws from Brewdog, Scotch ale. It's really nice. Love that mouthfeel, that rich lactosey style mouthfeel. It's a definite 8 out of 10 beer. It's an 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I would certainly buy this again. I probably will buy a few bottles of this over the Christmas period to enjoy. Thanks for watching. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.